You got to come on here again. So, another comment. These things just break my heart. It really breaks my heart that people subject themselves to investigations by unknown, unverified agents and agency. What do I mean by unknown, unverified agents and agency? Well, have they shown you credentials? Have they shown you their oath of office? Have they shown you that they're independently bonded? Have they shown you that they fill that office and that they are recognized and that they were sworn in properly? No. Why are you voluntarily giving up information when if you understood your rights, you have the right to be secure in your person, houses, papers, and effects? I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody comes to you and says, I work for CPS, DHHS. I work for Federal Bureau of Investigation. I work for the Secret Service. I work for this. I work for that. And you just willfully, knowingly, intentionally volunteer private intellectual information without a warrant. And then you wonder why they're doing what they're doing to you. It's because if you don't know your rights, you have none. You're giving them all the ammunition they need to persecute you. Even when, in most instances, they never had any ammunition in the first place till you opened your fucking mouth. And then you want to placate that somehow they're violating your rights and tarnishing your reputation when you volunteered to give them the information in the first fucking place. Heaven help us all. Let me tell you, we need to institute civics back in school again. It is just so egregious, the whining and complaining that I see on all these fucking groups on Facebook, particularly dealing with CPS. These people piss me off like you wouldn't fucking believe, but I really can't hold any ill will or animosity to them because people willfully, knowingly and intentionally volunteer the information that consequently is used against them in a court that isn't of competent jurisdiction. No warrant, no federal indictment, no presentment of a true hearing or being compelled to testify against yourself because it violates the Fourth Amendment. It violates every state constitution. And yet there's people on here on Facebook that are crying their heart out because now these agents and agency are using the information that they freely volunteered to them. They weren't under any order being compelled to testify against themselves because it's a violation of your unalienable rights. They didn't have a piece of paper in front of them that said that they had to comply with this agency or answer any questions. They were not under any compulsion to answer any questions. And yet seemingly they spill their whole life story to these people as though these people give a fuck about you. They don't. Their job is to human traffic and traffic the information that you provide, especially in the age of the 21st century where information is more valuable than your own fucking life. Don't believe me? How do you think Facebook got so big? Why do you think Elon Musk just bought Twitter? Think about that. Here in a few years, when the economy finally goes kaput, what's going to be the best business you could be in the business of, commercially speaking? It's going to be in information. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg didn't create Facebook. There's like an 80-year-old man that created the schematics for Facebook online. When he went to patent it, the U.S. government stole it from him. The CIA turned around and utilized it and then put a shill in place purporting to be the owner named Mark Zuckerberg. It's the greatest invention Central Intelligence Agency ever created and used. And they didn't even create it. They just stole it because some guy went to the U.S. Trademark and Patent Office and tried to patent his idea. And they said, oh, fuck, this would make our life so good. Because everybody will take a picture of their fucking turd in the morning and post it online. Everybody will take pictures of their food, where they're at, who their friends are. And we'll just use that information. We don't have to have thousands of agents anymore, because people are innately fucking dumb, and they will report on themselves every day, where they're at, what they're doing, what they like, what they enjoy, where they live, where they're visiting, and they'll do the job for us. It's ingenious when you think of it. It's fucking brilliant. Not only that, we'll have them pay for their own technology, and we will backdoor their technology and use it to spy on them. That's what Edward Snowden was trying to point out to everybody. The motherfucker's a hero as far as I'm concerned. The people argue with me and go, oh, Derek, he's a traitor. He's a treasonous rat bastard. Well, you can feel that way. I'm here to tell you right now, treasonous rat bastards are your politicians selling you motherfuckers out to other countries. They're treasonous rotten bastards, all right? Hillary Clinton selling uranium to Russia, she's a treasonous rat bastard, okay? Fucking Joe Biden being heavily involved in Ukraine, not only with the death camp poison creation centers, but also owning part of the lithium deposits now in Ukraine and forcing the agenda of electric fucking cars. Are you guys blind and not seeing this shit? Holy sheep shit. Quit giving people information. That is your private intellectual property. If they want it, it comes at a fucking cost. If you want something from me, I don't fucking work for free. And if I choose not to volunteer it to you, then you're going to have to go get a warrant to compel me to do that. And then I'm going to weigh heavily on the Fourth Amendment and tell you, you still can go fuck yourself. And the Fifth Amendment and the Sixth Amendment, and I'm still going to lean on that shit. Those unalienable rights drawn in the sand that all men should know. But unfortunately, civics was removed from school. Nobody really knows their rights. And then when they squeal, squawk, and talk on themselves, they want to bitch about how the information was used against them to put them in prison, or to put their life in jeopardy, or to have their kids ripped from their fucking home. You're your own worst enemy. Learn your fucking rights. Learn the fucking law. Help yourself. You're your own fucking hero in this nightmare of a mess that we are subject to. And we were only subject to it because government is a direct reflection of the populace. Don't fucking believe me? Just take a look around you. All right? The reason things are the way they are is, for all intents and purposes, the general populace, the mass of people, are predominantly ignorant. Sure, maybe he's not. I don't know. It's just conjecture and hearsay to me. I don't know whether Edward Snowden's a cousin of Mark Zuckerberg or not. I see no physical or presentable material facts and evidence to lead me to believe one way or the other. One thing that I do know is that he went on national fucking television and news talking about the NSA spying on every fucking man, woman, and child on this earth using their cell phones against them. So here's the deal. If you're going to use my cell phone against me, then fucking pay the fucking bill for it. Pretty fucking simple. Don't use my sweat equity to utilize my own shit against me. Pay for it, motherfuckers, and hand it out to us. Then you have a right to utilize that private intellectual property, because after all, you gave it to me, and then you disclosed that you were going to be watching my technology in the way that I used it that was given to me by your organization. Then you have a right to go through my shit all day long. But if I pay for it with my sweat equity, one way or the other, then you don't have a right to violate my privacy and go through my shit. That's what I'm trying to make. A poignant fucking point about your rights. But it's being lost at a phenomenal fucking rate. A phenomenal rate. It's devastating to see the trajectory of the people of the world and where we're headed. It is something that is just downright fucking dumbfounding. It's insanity to me. So anyway, with that, I just read a gal talking on one of these Facebook groups about how she was questioned and interrogated by a CPS worker, and then that CPS worker asked her where she worked, and instead of saying, fuck you bitch, it's private, kiss my fucking ass, I'm under no compulsion to fucking tell you anything, she gave up the information of where her and her husband work. And this CPS agent took it upon herself to go ahead and call the owners of the companies and ask questions of, well, do they show up to work on time? Are they ever late? Do they call in sick? Do they have family issues? Do they cause problems within the community and the company that they work for? You gave them the fucking ammunition to do it, or otherwise they wouldn't have had the information to call your said employer. And now she's facing scrutiny at work. She's her own worst enemy. And on here going, what can I do about it? You can shut the fuck up when unverified, unknown, unsworn agents and agencies show up to your house using a false and fictitious fucking unregistered name, asking you fucking questions. You can tell them to fuck off. Fuck off. Leave me the fuck alone. And yet has the audacity to go, this woman is destroying our lives. No. We can need, look, accountability and responsibility are a very, very, very genuine thing that need to be perceived and received greatly and comprehended and understood. That CPS worker is not the liable party at this point. You're the liable party. You gave information up that you had no business giving, but you freely volunteered it. So who's to blame? Would that CPS worker have the place of your employment had you not freely given the information? Right. Now, however, had you not given her that information, she dug around, she found that information, and then she called your boss. Now she's invading your privacy. Okay? You have a right to go after her for that. But because you freely gave her the fucking information, guess what, Scooter? You got no fucking claim. All you're effectively doing is bitching about your own ignorance and the fact that you freely, willfully, intentionally, and knowingly gave this woman the place of your employment. Give them books, and you give them books, and all they do is tear the pages, wipe their ass with it, start it on fire, or piss all over it. But the last thing they'll ever fucking do is fucking read. And it is so disheartening. So disheartening. Love you guys. That's heartfelt lesson of the day. No script, no reading, no fucking shit. Just what it is. Stop giving people your private, intellectual property and information, both tangible and intangible. Stop that shit. You got no business bitching about it if you do knowingly, willingly, voluntarily, and intentionally give unknown, unverified, unregistered agents and agency information that isn't demanded or compelled by fucking issue of a warrant. None. And if you do comply, then you have no right, no reason to bitch about it at all for any fucking reason. None. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.